Pow.
I think we'd be the worst agents in the world.
We would. Hi everyone!
Hello.
Welcome back to A Story Worth Telling. In case you didn't know what the name was, I'm just,
Well, they do now.
reminding you. They do now, indeed.
Is that the name of our agency? ASWT.
A secret story worth telling. That would be ASSWT.
ASWT.
Oh my god!
ASWT.
ASWT.
Welcome back.
Dun, dun.
We put the as in story.
We hope you enjoyed our last video, which was Love Victor Season 2.
Part 1.
Part 1. We will be coming
Yeah,
up
we'll
with
do part 2. It's just not.
Don't you worry.
Right this second.
But we thought we would do something really quirky and different and new. And we recently both watched this amazing show, as you can tell from the title. Amazing. Called Q-Force. If you haven't seen it, see it. It's great. It's great. Honestly, it's just so different. And it's just great to have a bit of representation that is like fun. It's cartoonish. But it's also something that...
Hugely offensive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, absolutely.
Terrible.
But I think what sticks out to me is that there's nothing that I've ever seen that caters specifically to, like, towards kind of being something that a queer person would, like, identify
Gay
with.
adult.
Yeah. And this is the first thing I've seen. I freaking love it. I think it's amazing. Some people have been hating on it. Some people have been... I read like, I read a review and someone was like, oh, this is just, like, the worst thing ever. And I found really... I got really kind of angry at that because I was like, I love it, and I think
it's kind of trashy.
It is trashy, but like it's relatable content. You can watch a lot of like those other cartoons, and you don't everything kind of like doesn't really kind of goes over your head. You can enjoy watching something like this because you also like know that it's kind of reaching out to you, and you're not watching something that's so heteronormative.
It's funny and packed full of queer culture and references.
Brilliant, absolutely.
So if that's
brilliant.
your thing, this is a good watch.
Let's jump in and watch some things.
2011 valedictorian, Agent Steve Merriweather.
Thank you so much. I'm very fortunate to be receiving this award the same year Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed. None of you asked, but I'm sure as hell gonna tell. I, the future of the agency, am a gay man.
Will you look at this? There was a mistake. We just recrunched the numbers, and Merriweather isn't the valedictorian after all, Jack. Agent Buck, who happens to be straight, but that's not what's going on. It's legit.
Classic.
See, and it's really relatable. Like it is because
Valedictorian.
I fucking wish I was.
What is it called? Valedictorian.
Valedictorian.
She got that award.
She got that award. Because it jumps in about like the whole don't ask, don't tell thing. And like, you wouldn't,
I'm sure as hell gonna tell.
I'm sure as hell gonna tell. It's so good. It's like, it's funny, but it's incredibly relatable. And it talks about issues that like we get, but like it knows how to like have a joke about them and do it in a cartoon. I love that. Just watching that and then being like, oh, it's talking about like how, gay people can't, join the army and stuff.
That's not what Don't Ask, Don't Tell was, but...
Well, no, that was about being basically in the closet whilst you shouldn't be like, yeah. What was Don't Ask, Don't Tell? I'm never sure if it was like, the repeal of like kind of having to deal with that, or it was like a action towards helping it.
No, it was I think it was pegged. Pegged is maybe the wrong choice of words. The idea behind it was a progressive movement towards allowing gay men and women to serve in the forces, where it was
But it's not really progressive.
If we don't ask, you don't tell. Like, the whole point was it's all swept under the rug and no one...
Yeah.
Like, don't talk about it. But also don't be yourself. Like, don't be gay.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Yeah. It's like kind of erasure.
Yeah.
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 And then they repealed it, which is great. I just want one of like Twink's killer one-liners.
Oh my god, what are you doing to my wigs? Samantha, no! She is a businesswoman. How am I supposed to command respect now? I cannot work under these conditions. Come on, Roxanne. We need a safe space immediately.
I do love Twink. He is probably like my favourite character. But I also love the way in which they've almost got like the token straight guy. Yeah.
It's a cast full of stereotypes.
Absolutely. And the way in which he kind of like develops through the series and just becomes progressively more and more like understanding, and it's quite good.
Hardly.
I love it. He does though, because by the end he's like, oh, let's talk about pride. How are you? And then in the beginning he's like fucking awful. It's so good. I think it's really well written.
Yeah, so good.
Now bring on the lesbians. It's trivia time.
What is the leading parasitic cause of bumblebee death?
The varroa mite. Easy.
Women's curling officially joined the Olympic Games.
1998, the best year of my fucking life.
This film,
Carol!
I see. It's really. It's brilliant. What was the other thing that we were talking about, Carol? Oh, Never Have I Ever.
Yeah.
Carol is a good film.
Yeah.
We'll do Carol at some point.
I've seen it.
That's what I just love, though. It kind of like, because there's the whole Brokeback scene as well, and this show is really good at bringing in cultural reference points that we also understand as like being significant. For a cartoon show to be able to do that, it's great.
It's good.
It's really, really good.
Fun. I don't know whether like a straight audience would get any enjoyment out of it at all.
I don't think they would. I think
nothing.
I think a straight audience would watch this the same way I would watch a lot of the other adult cartoon shows. You can kind of follow the story, and it, may be funny here and there, but actually so many of those references go over your head and you just don't really connect with it.
Backache Mountain. Kidding me?
I read that as bareback.
It's just so obvious.
So good.
This is perfect, but there might be one head of livestock that needs to get let out.
Oh, the livestock in your pants. Oh, you mean your dick. Copy that.
I'm gay.
Yeah, I know.
Needs the same music as well.
They do. It's so good. It's like the same atmosphere, the same music. I love it. The thing is, and I really appreciate anything that does things like that, because it's like, it's a point in which we can we get the joke. Remember when we were talking about having this whole library of kind of content that we can pick and choose from, and it's great that we have that, and it's great that shows like this can do that and be like, do you remember when that was a gay thing? Do you remember when that was? And have a little joke about it and have a little kind of flashback to it, because we don't get to do that a lot in a lot of mainstream stuff, but you get to do that with it, and it's great. I love it.
It's very self-deprecating, which I think is why it works. Yeah. We're all laughing at it because we know part of it is true.
Who wrote this, they did actually have a bit of time to think about how they would do it. They probably were gay. Yeah. What's really interesting about this whole thing is the cast, the voices cast.
Are, yeah.
So you've got Sean Hayes, he's gay, and then there's a trans there's a trans voiceover actress. There is Wanda Sykes, she's a lesbian. It's the whole thing, and I think that's absolutely great, because if anyone wants to come for this, well, then you actually can say well, you know what? It's also designed. It clearly was thought out, when they were we're not only doing a show here that's a gay cartoon, but also we're going to use the talent around us. We're going to use gay actors for the voices and stuff. There was a point behind this, and I like that. I really like that.
Honestly, you guys, I'm impressed. The dedication and problem-solving I saw today is exactly what we look for in recruits at this company that can only be harvested from young, virile men. Jock oil.
This kind of general story, yes, it's a lighthearted, funny show, but it has a little bit of a serious point about it. Fight for pride kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's funny, it's a parody, it's gay, but also it's oh, by the way, this is a story, they are, getting rid of queer agents and stuff. And I think that's really, and that's a positive addition to it. It's really good to kind of have that as a subtle, because also if a straight person is watching this and they are finding it funny, and then they end up seeing that this is the storyline, the sort of like sub-storyline,
liberating gay agents.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Then I'm kind of like, oh, you're doing another good job as storytellers. Like,
I found the dialogue more entertaining than the plot because it's hilarious. It really is very funny.
It's a show designed for queer people in which, like, no matter what you take from it, there's something for
definitely.
people, and that's really positive to see from this genre specifically in terms of representation.
Q for it.
That was Q-Force. It's great to just have something that's like, screw it, here's a gay cartoon.
Refreshing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're just like, oh, let's have fun with it, and it's great. And yeah, we need that. Yeah. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Let us know if you could be a super
What would
agent.
your superpower be?
They're not superheroes, they're
Just
agents.
agent. Yeah, but what would your talent be?
I think I would be really good at, like... I could be like, you know, I feel like I would be like a Bond girl, maybe.
A Bond girl?
Well, I can't do any of like the guns and the cars and the shooting and the gizmos and the gadgets, so I would
Well, you've got all the actions.
I'd have to just be like the distraction.
Oh yeah, you'd be a very good distraction.
Yeah. Look over there! What would you do? What would you be? You'd probably be like the gunman. Yeah.
I'd just be the agent, right?
Yeah, you'd just be the agent.
Yeah.
I'd just be the bit on the side. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like, comment, let us know. And Patreon's down below.
Bye!
Bye!